might be surprised. But maybe you won't be surprised. I could start this? Okay, let's start it.
You might be surprised.
You might be surprised. I tried to get a little variety on there.
So did I.
Yeah. And some places that I didn't know were chains are actually chains, too. I did a little deep dive into
The more you know.
There's
Some of my chains are like chains that I grew up with that are very West Coast chains that I was shocked to know.
See, that's fine.
Aren't, like when I moved here,
Yeah.
how they don't exist here. It's beyond me.
Yeah, so I was looking at that. There's a place that I thought they were only in like Memphis or like Tennessee. Like I thought that's where
and then you learn.
They're just the same.
Beyond.
Find out they're in Pennsylvania, they're in Florida, they're in North Dakota, Iowa, Minnesota, Michigan. Like they've got them all. I was like, oh, okay, let's go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. We'll have a good chain. Haven't been to one. What's the last chain restaurant you ate at?
I will go ahead and give one away. It's not on my list, but
Okay.
because I excluded, I said, because you said y'all already did bread.
Yeah.
Technically, the Flying Saucer is a chain.
It is.
I did not put their pretzels on there because it is bread.
Ooh, their pretzels are
Flying Saucer pretzels are, yeah, that's yeah.
Now you just opened up another chain pretzel dish in my mind.
The 2 pretzels with the double queso at Flying Saucer, yeah. But there's not many of them. It's like Memphis, Nashville, Charlotte, Raleigh, and then like Texas. Texas has several of them. So it's not, It's really only like 3 to 4 states. We're not
considering local chain. The chain has to exist outside of, because like technically a restaurant that has multiple locations is a chain. It's like Huey's is a chain in Memphis, but that's
Memphis. No. You've got to be in other states.
You have to capture the taste buds of the nation.
I feel like you need to at least be in like 5 to 10 states.
Yes.
Yeah, at least be in
at
5
At least
to 10.
5. I think 5 is the bare minimum.
Yes.
What's up, everybody? It is Friday, June 21st. Gonna be a good day. It always is on a Friday. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. John Roser wrapping up the week with us behind the glass, filling in for CJ Hurt. Coming up on today's show, lots of NBA news yesterday. The Lakers hired JJ Redick. Thunder and Bulls swapped Alex Caruso and Josh Giddey. Just what they did. They just swapped. Nothing else. Lang Whitaker going to join us about 20 minutes in. We will talk with Lang about all of the NBA stuff. This will be our last time catching up with him before the draft next week for the Grizzlies. So we'll see where he's sitting on what the Grizzlies should do next week. Talk a little bit about the historic night at Rickwood Field in Birmingham last night. Some college football stories as well. And then we're doing a draft day on a Friday. We are drafting chain restaurant food items. Fast food does not count. It has to be a place that you go and sit down and have a nice, or at least a medium style meal. So your favorite fast food chain, chain restaurant menu items. And then we'll wrap with Dustin Starr. It is wrestling night at AutoZone Park this weekend. He is bringing in a very special guest into the studio. We'll do a little Music Friday as well, as we always do. We'll get into the weekend. We'll have some fun. Cowabunga!
Cowabunga.
Cowabunga.
Dude.
Noggin.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
LifeCare Ambulance is proud to be an official partner of the Memphis Grizzlies and FedEx Forum. At LifeCare, they wear their hearts with pride. Their passion is their people. They want you to love what you do and where you do it. Their employee-driven culture encourages a healthy work-life balance and supportive work environment. They invest in your success and well-being so that you can provide the best care for the patients that they serve. Join the incredible team of EMTs and paramedics in Memphis, Nashville, and across the nation today. Learn more at lifecareamb.com.
Now for a limited time, the new $1.99 crispy tender wraps are here at Sonic. Who could deny a crispy chicken tender with bold flavors like hickory barbecue and cheesy Baja? And we can't forget the crisp lettuce and melty cheese to make the perfect bite. Wrap yourself up with some TLC, tender, love, and chicken for only $1.99. Sonic $1.99 crispy tender wraps. Tax not included. Limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins.
Look at the score. Look at the score. He does this.
Hey, but look at the bench, though.
Look at number 3.
Right before I walked in the locker room, Danny Ainge pulled me to the side and said, "Hey, Tony Allen, come here. Let me give you a little basketball etiquette. When you're down 40, do not do an in-game windmill. It's just disgusting for the game."
The Chris Vernon Show, presented by Caesars Sportsbook, live weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
I think we have the college basketball title futures. UConn's number 1.
I really like Houston. I'd have them winning it all, but you can't be giving Drake jerseys. What is wrong with you?
Maybe the Drake curse is stronger in college basketball.
How long has he been riding with Kentucky?
He wore an Alabama jersey and Saban retired.
The Odds Couple with Rob Fisher, Lang Whitaker, John Roser, and CJ Hurt live Thursdays at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
If you look at it, as far as the number 9 pick over the years, there's been some pretty good players that have surfaced at number 9. Of course, Dirk Nowitzki, who won a championship. There's been a lot of great guys, but who knows if there is a great guy in this draft.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week. Lots to get into as the NBA offseason heats up, gets going into another weekend. Roser, thanks for being here on another early morning.
Jessica, thank you for having me.
Oh,
here
it's an honor.
On an early morning. I've already walked 1.5 miles.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so impressive.
Yeah. We have to avoid a certain part of Tomley Park, though. There's
A rival dog.
no, birds. There's a bird.
What kind of bird?
Mockingbird. They need to be shot. All of them. Yeah, the ones at Tomley Park, there's a couple of them. I think it may be the same one. It may just be
Wow,
one.
wait. Let's be perfectly clear. This show does not endorse the shooting of mockingbirds.
Yeah,
You can't say that the day after Donald Sutherland died.
What does that have to do with
He was in the
anything?
Hunger Games, and they used, well, it's not a mockingbird, it's a mockingjay, but I always assumed the mockingjay was the same thing as a mockingbird.
I didn't watch the Hunger Games. Never seen the Hunger Games.
Excuse me?
Never seen the Hunger Games. You want me to blow your mind more? Never seen a Harry Potter movie. Never read a Harry Potter book. Will not. Refuse to.
Why? What's your hate?
I had long hair in high school, and everybody said I used to look like Harry Potter. And I said I existed.
Did they
before-
say that you lived under your stairs?
I don't know what that means. I said I existed before Harry Potter, so he looks like me. I don't look like him.
Did you ever see The Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, love the Lord.
Okay, so it's not a
No.
like fantasy
it's
thing.
just a Harry Potter thing. Screw Daniel Radcliffe. Yeah, screw that guy. Unless he doesn't have the hair anymore. If he doesn't have the hair
He
anymore.
doesn't.
Yeah, we're cool. Then we're cool.
He's a very talented,
But anyways,
working,
where were
Tony
we-
Award-winning musical theater actor.
Where were we before this? Now I'm off
Hunger Games. Donald Sutherland, died.
Mockingbirds. Yeah, no. Kelsey will back me up on this. There's like a mockingbird down there at Tomley Park who will like swoop down towards you and your dog, like attacking, and it bothers Sally, and she gets scared and doesn't want to go to the end sometime where they have the misters and the
I
fountain.
love the misters.
Yeah, and it's good for her because it's hot outside.
You're right.
But
Hot out here for a
this
dog.
stupid mockingbird is bullying her. I think I should be allowed to shoot and kill the mockingbird. I'm not talking about all of them, just that one.
I would like PETA to know.
Just that.
I don't want. I already
just the
have
one mean. Kelsey
I cannot add PETA to the Caitlin Clark
fans.
fans and the Swifties. Okay, I can't add PETA to the people in the
Kelsey
DM.
is someone who
Thank
also
you.
walks her dog down there. She will vouch for me on this. We have talked about this.
I don't know if Kelsey would vouch for the killing of the mockingbirds.
She will vouch for there's a mean mockingbird. We need to do something about it.
I ran into Kelsey at the movies last night.
Okay.
Who goes to a movie on a Thursday night at 7 o'clock? We do.
There's no sports on.
I know. We went and saw Inside Out too. It was
that movie
beautiful.
theater has been slammed
It was
because of that. Yeah.
Packed.
That movie.
I don't know who was at the movies last night. I'm not trying to blow their spot. I never found out who it was.
Yeah.
But we came out and there were like 5 super, super nice cars. Like old, nice cars.
Yeah.
And then a Sprinter van too, with like the lights on in the inside, like a party bus Sprinter van.
It was Ja.
Maybe. I don't know. Somebody went to the movies.
so-
Maybe someone went to see Inside. Inside Out 2 was wild, though. There were children running around. The people next to me had a big case of the giggles, and not because the movie was particularly funny.
Oh, they're just high.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's
And I have not seen the movie theater downtown this crowded in weeks.
So
months,
when I said
years.
that, I was like, I said, why is the movie? Because it was crowded last weekend.
Yeah.
It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
It's
like
Inside
all
Out 2
day.
and Bad Boys.
Yeah,
The
all day.
sequels
It's
will
crowded.
save us.
And I was like,
The
what
sequels
is
will
going
save
on?
cinema.
And then they said Inside Out 2, and I saw that came out, and then I was like, oh, well, that's got to be it. And then I absolutely saw that it broke records this week, and I was like, well, that makes all the sense in the world then.
It was good.
How was Bad Boys? Is it
I didn't
good?
see Bad Boys.
I gave up after Bad Boys too. I
Me
never
too.
saw. Yeah, I never.
That's kind of how I feel about most sequels or
I'll watch
continuations
'em.
of franchises.
I would watch them. I just don't really.
I don't
want
wanna pay for it.
I'm not going to go to the theater.
Yeah, I think I do the Toy Stories. That's the one that always comes to mind. Like I've still
I
seen
will-
all
I
the
will
Toy
go-
Stories
I will
in
go to the
theaters.
Toy Story in
I would
theaters.
see
I will.
Inside Out 3 in theaters. I want this to continue. Right
Yeah.
now, Riley's 13, so
I don't
she's
know.
you never saw Inside Out 1.
No.
Inside Out, the original, the
Yeah.
source material. It's like the inner workings of the brain.
Yeah,
so
no,
all the
no, I know what
emotions,
it's
and
about.
now
Yeah.
she's a teenager, so it's introducing things like
Hormones.
anxiety, hormones,
Yeah,
boredom,
yeah.
sarcasm. It was funny they like display sarcasm as like giant caverns being created in your brain, and you just become a total snot to
Yeah, right.
everybody that you
Yeah,
encounter.
just being
But
a
I did think they
teenager.
depicted anxiety in a very effective way. I cried. I knew I would cry. I cried when the movie started. I hate who I've become. Our next movie series, summer movie series, is movies that make you cry.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what's one. Luke will have to give us a heads up on
Marley
the
and
winner
Me
from
cannot be
yesterday.
it.
Marley and Me cannot be it. I joked yesterday, like, oh, there's no way I'd cry in Forrest Gump. I probably will. I cry in everything.
I can tell
now.
you that.
I cried in the Mufasa trailer
Yeah, I
that
don't-
they played yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. That's a little strange. Jess, you should get something. You should get that looked into. You should probably get that checked out.
It's a time.
I don't know. How old are you?
I'm 32.
I don't know what's going on with that. I will say I've enjoyed being here all week. If there comes a time where next week that Bennett, for some reason, cannot be here for your summer movie theaters, I'm just letting you know if it is Marley and Me,
You won't
and
be
I have
here
to be.
either.
No. I will be here. I will not watch that movie and participate in that.
Yeah.
I'm not watching that movie.
I'll boycott.
It's the worst thing ever.
I'll boycott my own.
Not only
movie
because
series.
it's also a yellow Labrador, which I have only had Labradors until now. I have a
So you have
mix.
a
I have
personal
a
mix.
mixed one who's part lab, but like I have had to put down 2 Labradors, and it is the worst thing ever.
It's a very sad thing.
Yeah.
You want to know what they said in Inside Out 2 last night at one point?
What'd they say?
We did it. You want to know who I thought of? Jason
Jason
Tatum. I was like, oh,
I
it's Jason
also-
Tatum's catchphrase.
I also think a long time ago you weren't here. R.C. Johnson.
Oh.
I
know,
Memphis Athletic
R.C.,
Director.
well.
Yeah, R.C. Johnson.
Remind me to tell you about R.C. Johnson.
When we got into the Big East, R.C. Johnson did a press conference.
Did he say we did
the
it?
Big East goes, we did it. We did it. And then, like, a year later, it did not matter again because other stuff had moved around.
Well, that's how we all
Yeah, and
operate.
now-
Jason Tatum, if you don't do it again next year, guess what? Doesn't matter. They have their parade today.
They do.
Who of the Celtics do you think gets the littest at the Celtics victory parade? The duck boats have rolled into Boston. They are ready to go.
Oh.
Certainly not Xavier Tillman Sr., but I would love to see X take a bottle of champagne and just celebrate
No,
appropriately.
I don't think it would be X. I mean,
Al Horford, 17 years
Al
waiting.
Horford is the one who should. Al Horford is the one who should. It won't be Drew Holiday. He's been through this before.
Act like you've been here before. Only one of you has.
I will tell you, mate, Europeans can drink.
They can,
Porzingis.
better than us.
Like, Europeans know how to get drunk. They really know how to get messed up. So
Yes.
I could see Porzingis like really getting lit.
What about Sam Hauser? I don't know his drinking style. I don't know.
Sam Hauser?
I'm picking random. I'm trying to take the long shots.
Jaylen
here.
Brown would be fun to see.
Bald Derek White.
Did he not? He never
Luke
won.
Cornett.
Yeah. Luke Cornett.
Peyton Pritchard.
Peyton Pritchard's a candidate.
Peyton Pritchard's a good
He
candidate.
seems very bro-ish.
Do we think Jason Tatum lets himself loose? Like, does Jason Tatum allow himself to be swept up in the moment, and it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be perfect? And
He needs
just,
to goof on. Just live, man.
Did you see his tweet yesterday?
No.
He said that everybody called him a champ at the golf course.
Oh,
And
yeah.
even just reading the tweet, I was like, oh, God. I felt bad. We should be celebrating Jason Tatum.
There is no way people saw him at the golf course. Go, what's up, champ?
What's
Hey,
up, champ?
No, that did not happen. No, and what golf course? Where do you go where somebody just says, hey, champ? They now start calling you champ. What did they call you before? Jason? JT? Mr. Tatum? You're at a golf course.
Tatum.
And I imagine
probably
it's
called him
like,
Jason.
I imagine
Jay.
it's a private golf course, so I imagine the employees call him Mr. Tatum.
Probably.
Yeah.
And now they call him champ. I know somebody who called their son champ,
It
and
was
I thought it
prob-
was the weirdest thing.
It was probably one really old white guy who's a member
Hey,
there who called him
champ.
champ. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And so that's what he said, everybody. And maybe it was he went so early that guy was the only person there at the time.
He's like, everybody at the golf
Said
course called me
everybody-
champ.
when
And
it's-
technically,
it was just one person.
technically, it was an accurate
Yeah.
thing. All right, lots of NBA stuff happened yesterday, Roser. It was a busy day. One of the things being that the Lakers finally hired JJ Redick as their next head coach. And I say finally because we've been talking about this for weeks. As Adrian Wojnarowski reported, he's agreed to a 4-year contract to become the next head coach of the Lakers. Rob Pelinka offered him the job yesterday morning, and Redick has already started working on a staff to surround himself with experience. I was listening to my friend Jovan Buha, who writes over at The Athletic for the Lakers, and he was on a podcast this morning talking about how this coaching search has been the weirdest story that he has had to cover with the Lakers, in a sense that the JJ Redick hiring gets leaked about a month ago, or that it is trending in that direction. We hear that they see him as the next Pat Riley. We get off our jokes, we get off our takes, we have these conversations in full, and then all of a sudden it's no, the Lakers are targeting Dan Hurley. And so everything shifts, and we have all the conversations about, ooh, would Dan Hurley leave UConn? Is the Lakers' job enough to pull him out of a place? Is UConn enough to, and the idea of being able to go after a three-peat, enough to keep him in Storrs, Connecticut? Does his wife want him to stay in Storrs, Connecticut? And Dan Hurley ultimately turns down a reported $70 million offer from the Lakers, stays with UConn, is returning to UConn for another season of college basketball. That leaves the Lakers' job open, and now JJ Redick ends up being the eventual choice. So what they see in a future Pat Riley ends up being their option all along. The look on your face both times I have said the Lakers see him as a future Pat Riley, I just wish that people could see your eyes close at like the slowest of paces, like you're taking it in and just trying to not roll them into the back of your head.
We just like I think a lot of younger people probably do not know what Pat Riley is. Like, just go look at Pat Riley's Wikipedia page and see Pat Riley, like everything he's been a part of. And then maybe let's slow down a little bit on JJ Redick being the next Pat Riley.
Well, and I think it's one of those things for JJ Redick where
He might be the next Pat Kennedy.
he's giving all of us podcasters a chance to dream.
He's giving all the
Roser.
podcasters a chance
I
to
too
dream.
could one day. No, because obviously JJ Redick was a hell of a player at Duke, 15 years in the league. But still, it is a wild thing. And we talked about it when it first got reported, and it will continue to be talked about now. It's crazy that the Los Angeles Lakers, the purple and gold, have reached a point where they are hiring a head coach with zero coaching experience.
Yeah.
Not high school, not college, not pros, nothing, nada. He's a first-time head coach. He can surround himself with however many big brain basketball guys he wants, but he's still a first-time head coach in a very tricky situation in Los Angeles.
I bet Rajon Rondo's on that staff if he wants to be. That was kind of thrown out there like a month ago that Rajon, and LeBron always speaks very highly of Rondo and his basketball IQ, but there's another guy with zero, like,
Coach K has been in this
real head
consulting
coaching experience.
role. He's had many conversations.
I more so, JJ Redick feels kind of thin-skinned.
We're about to find out because
And-
you can't be.
I mean, you can't be with the Lakers
No.
job. And JJ Redick, he does the Mind the Game pod with LeBron, where they really dive into the X's and O's of basketball, which I do appreciate that. But at the same time, that's not going to work with the LA media when you lose like 4 out of 5 or 7 out of 8 or 7 out of 10 or whatever. And it probably will happen because the Lakers are an older team, so it's probably going to happen. They're going to have times in the regular season where they just don't care. And so that's going to happen.
It's
and JJ
on
Redick's
you.
going to get asked those questions, and you can't hit them with, you guys are all idiots. None of you ever played basketball. You're all short, fat media members with barbecue sauce on your shirts. Like, you can't really do that. It doesn't work.
I do
Even
think
if
he's
you're
very,
right,
but I do
it
think he's
doesn't
very
work.
polished. Like, I don't think he would ever have that response. Like, I think
He's had that response to Stephen A. Smith a few times.
Yeah, but I think he understands. I don't
What
know.
that
We're about to
television
find
show
out.
is, yeah.
But
Well, it's
understanding the difference of being on a show, being on a podcast versus
so
stepping into this.
he had, because
coaching
here's why I
split.
say thin skin. He had somebody thrown out of a game at FedEx Forum one time. I think when he played for Philly.
That was a long time ago.
He had somebody thrown out and said, like, I
You
don't
grow.
want to repeat what they
You
said.
advance.
Let's just come to say, I heard what apparently it kind of got mentioned what the guy said through the grapevine to get the, and it really wasn't that bad. It's like,
Yeah.
you had a guy thrown out for that. Like, come on, man. Like, that's not. So, we'll see.
But I had thinner skin 5 years
You're
ago.
just
I had
gonna
thinner
do-
skin 3 years ago.
Right. You're just going to do, no, absolutely. You're just going to do what LeBron tells you to do.
Well, and I do think that is the one interesting wrinkle because the assumption is that LeBron is returning to the Lakers. But we did have the Rich Paul quotes from over earlier in this week where he was talking about the fact that LeBron is off of playing with Bronny and how if the Lakers go ahead and draft Bronny, it is not a guaranteed to make LeBron James re-sign with the Lakers. And that is where there's a difference in this conversation happening today versus when we first had it with JJ Redick because all of that looped into the obvious. Like, of course, LeBron James is coming back to the Lakers. He and JJ are friends. Like you said, we don't call them player coaches, player coach, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. There's obviously the connection there. But now this understanding of like this team is being built around Anthony Davis. And if LeBron is there, great. If not, we're continuing to focus on the development of Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura and Max Christie. But I don't know, man. The ultimate thing for me, having lived in Los Angeles, they live and breathe the assumption that every year they should be competing for a championship or it is an utmost failure. And that's so unfortunate for JJ Redick because they will have to change that mentality. You have to look at it more like we should just be happy to make the Lakers should be happy to make the playoffs next year.
Yeah, they should be.
And that will never be the case.
No, it won't be. Now, we'll see. It depends on who they add. Like, if they add somebody, then it could go from more of just being happy to make the playoffs to, okay, this team should really be, they should be in the playoffs firmly and not a play-in team. But that remains to be seen. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see. Like, there are people that like J.J. Redick, and I do think he's smart. Like, I do. I think he's a smart guy. I think he knows basketball. When you do hear him really talk basketball on that podcast and talking
I've
about
enjoyed
plays,
it.
like he's like he knows his stuff. It's a lot, and now he should also know how to deal with personalities because he's been in an NBA locker room too. But there are also former players or former people who have been in NBA locker rooms who didn't work out as coaches and they couldn't handle it. So we'll see. I mean, there's going to be times where it's going to be rough, and we'll see how he deals with it, and then we'll see how he deals with it in life after LeBron. Because if you really say we think we've got the next Pat Riley, then you will be patient. And there's nothing about 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, the way this planet Earth has gotten more and more impatient as the years have gone by. Yeah. So you're going to have to really show true patience if you really think he's Pat Riley once LeBron leaves.
Must return patience as a virtue.
Yes.
Otherwise,
Yes.
they've got nothing. We have to take a quick break. Lang Whitaker is
I
going to
love
join
quick
us.
breaks.
I prefer quick breaks. It's kind of a schmedium break. Lang Whitaker will join us after that. The big trade in the NBA yesterday between the Bulls and the Thunder. It is Alex Caruso and Josh Giddey trading places. Nothing else occurred with this trade. It's just a good old-fashioned swapperoo, which feels like a wild win for the Oklahoma City Thunder. We'll talk about that, where the Grizzlies are trending, some other stories from the sports world as well after a quick break with Lang.
Shall we talk about our favorite NBA Finals MVPs? Number 3 is a little bit of Canadian history because it's the first and only NBA championship that the country as a whole has. I'm going to go with Kawhi Leonard's second Finals MVP. I still get my little heart warm even thinking about it, and I was there watching every game. IMHO with Lang Whitaker and me, Kelsey Wright Johnson, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball. But the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board. A class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance, to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard, bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
The Indiana Fever have to do something. You cannot let her get hit like this.
No.
Because it's not just you're allowing people to think this is okay. It's you're allowing her to think that you don't have her back.
Yes.
Like whatever you think of her on a personal level, she is wherever you're going. If you're a member of that franchise, wherever you're going, it's where she's taking you.
The Gary Parrish Show, live weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. We have another edition. This will be the third edition of the Debate Club. You guys are going to sell a shoe to Mr. Bennett Doyle, our producer over here.
Oh, yeah.
I saw these.
I've seen these.
I saw these on social media too.
It's the perfect house shoe.
I know, right?
Like, yeah, it's not even a house shoe. I bet you they're really comfortable. You know, you heard of unisex. This is unifoot. Oh, my God.
The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Mike did his favorite black films of all time. Mike, where we at?
If there's one movie I know every single line to, it is Coming to America.
There we go.
It is Coming to America. It can come on any time of any day, and I'm going to stop and watch at least 20 minutes of it.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Welcome back. It's Friday. That means Lang Whitaker joins us in
Yo,
studio.
what's
Lang,
up?
I have so much I want to talk to you about.
All right, let's go.
Okay,
What do we got?
number one.
Number one.
Alex Caruso for Josh Giddey.
Yeah.
This happened yesterday, where we find out the Thunder are trading Josh Giddey to the Bulls in return for Alex Caruso. Kept waiting for other information to
And
come
then,
out.
I
Like,
don't-
what are the picks? What's the additional haul of this trade? It is nothing. It is just Caruso for Giddey. Does that surprise you?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, the Thunder have so many stockpiled assets that at some point they're going to have to
Right.
either just give this stuff away or something. Like, they can't draft this many players.
Yeah.
There's not this many players better than what they have on their roster currently. So at some point they're going to have to figure out how to do something with all these picks. So you would assume if I'm the Bulls, you'd think, hey, why don't you just, hey, look, Sam Presti, just throw in a couple seconds. I don't, something down the road.
No one would blink an eye.
Yeah. If you threw in a first, people wouldn't blink an eye.
Well, and that's what they were asking. The Bulls were asking, I believe, at the trade deadline for 2 firsts when it came to Caruso, and that's where it stands out for me and for the Thunder and a team that the Grizzlies will be competing against and a team that was just the 1 seed in the West. Like, he's a great addition for them. He's a great defender. He's one of those do-everything guys.
All right, I'll play devil's advocate.
Okay, go for it.
Maybe he's a little redundant because they have a Lou Dort and they have guys who are just sort of defenders and three-point shooters. And, Giddey was...
I'll add, it doesn't give them any more size.
No, and Giddey's tall, for one, and he's sort of a creator. He's not a shooter.
He's a 6'9" guard.
He's just not a great all-around type player.
I saw that on Twitter yesterday.
I saw that one. I mean, maybe the one thing I read was that he played for the Oklahoma City G League team. Caruso did, and he's known Mark Daigneault for a long time, and they're buddies and stuff. So I don't know, but I don't understand how the Bulls didn't get anything.
The Bulls front office is respectfully bad.
Maybe if you're gonna blow it up. If a Bulls fan friend of mine
but
on
they've
Twitter
been staying in the middle
messaged
like wee zone,
and he was like, "Hey, what are the Bulls doing?" And I said, "Maybe they're blowing it up and they're gonna like trade away all your assets." And I was like, "But if that's the case, get assets back now." Okay, devil's advocate. Maybe you're the Bulls and you say, "Hey, we just got how old is Giddey? 20, 21?"
So yeah, he's 20, I believe. We just had this conversation.
So you say.
He's 21 now.
Now.
But how old was? Just kidding.
So if you're the Bulls, you say, look, we just got a 21-year-old, 6'8" guard who can facilitate. Kobe White had a great season last year. Like, this is our backcourt.
Yeah.
Now for the next 5-6 years. We don't know about Lonzo Ball. He's been hurt. Patrick Williams has been okay. Like, maybe you're just like, hey, we have some pieces here, and now we have a backcourt that we can put in place, and maybe Giddey learns how to shoot. But I don't know. It feels like the Thunder are like, all right, we know what we got to get better at and get better players in here, and let's do it.
And Giddey did get played off the floor in the playoffs. So.
He couldn't shoot.
Exactly.
I mean, they were just leaving him wide open.
So as it pertains to the Grizzlies, who the most recent of the rumors, and you hear something new every day, are they going to trade up? Are they going to trade down? At this point, The Athletic reporting yesterday that the Houston Rockets are very interested in Marcus Smart. The Grizzlies would be interested in the 3rd pick because they could take Donovan Clingan or Reed Shepherd. Or Kelsey said that on the Vernon show yesterday, and everyone went silent.
Yeah.
It just went... Nope, that one's not going to be. Well, how do you feel about the Marcus Smart thing? Because when I was listening to all of them talk yesterday, my take on it is I feel robbed that we still haven't seen Marcus Smart play a season with the Grizzlies. He only played like 20 games last year.
I agree.
And I still think there's tremendous value in the whole reason why we said that trade made sense last offseason.
My one red flag with that is like, does it fit in a lineup with Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, and Marcus Smart as your backcourt-ish, front court-ish thing? I don't know. Jaren, and then who's your 5th?
Yeah.
And right now we don't have a center really like alongside Jaren that's out there with Steven Adams being traded away. So I don't. That's my concern is like, how does this fit? Is it too small? Are these guys too small to play together? But then you look at teams, the Knicks, making a run in the playoffs who have a lot of small players, the Dallas backcourt of Kyrie and Luka. I mean, Luka's a little bigger, but still, I mean, maybe you don't need to have a 6'8" small forward anymore. I don't know.
Maybe you don't have to be a prisoner of the moment to Jokic, to Gobert and Cat, to
all teams that didn't make the finals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To Chet. I mean, and again, the Thunder are still relatively small outside of Chet, but it will be interesting. At this point in time, like this is our last time that we'll catch up with you before the draft. And a reminder to everybody, please come out to Southland Casino next Wednesday night for the NBA draft. We will all be out there. We'll have a 3-hour live show. It'll be on Grind City Media on YouTube as well, but we would love to have you out and about.
Jessica is taking pictures and signing autographs free of charge.
And babies.
Y'all. Yes.
I'd love to. I'd love to sign a baby
taking
someday.
babies or signing them?
No, signing a baby. You know, I'm not
You could
taking
pull a
babies,
Bryson
please.
DeChambeau and just go sign someone's hat randomly.
Hey, give me that.
Yeah. Yes.
Should I bring a Sharpie?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This
Just
is so
start
exciting.
autographing things, just randomly.
Just go up to people. They're like, "Who is that?
Yeah.
Who is this
Just
girl?"
start autographing stuff.
You
What
go
a
up there and you sign. Just go
weirdo.
up there and sign Kelsey Wright Johnson.
Yeah, exactly. Because we get mistaken so often because we
Yeah.
look so much alike. It's just like
I
two
get,
women.
I've been called Rob Fisher like 4 times in the last
Yeah.
5 years. That happens to me.
It's okay. People just
Whenever it happens, I always say, "All right, shut up, jerk."
You're the worst.
Yeah.
What do you think the Grizzlies do though?
I don't know.
What's your final
I
prediction?
don't think they pick at 9. How about that? I think
Okay.
they
I think
either
that's a
trade
fair
up and get whoever they want, or they're going to trade down or trade back and maybe pick up a couple of players.
Mhm.
I don't know, but I don't think they stand at 9. I think something happens one way or the other. Last year I called the shot. I called the Marcus Smart trade before that because I
Yeah.
felt like it just made sense for a lot of people. And this year my pick is just that we don't pick at 9.
Do you think we know before draft night, or does it happen on draft night?
I think they probably have they will have something in place that, because now there's all these things about Klingon going number 1 to the Hawks, which who knows.
And Starr not working out for the
Yeah.
Hawks.
The only player I see consistently like picked to the same place is Buzelis to the Pistons at 5, because apparently his agent is related to the
Mhm.
Pistons front office or something. I don't know. But I would think if Klingon's at a certain spot, maybe there's a deal in place to be like, okay, we're going to jump up and grab him there. And then if he's not available, or whoever they want is not available at 9, maybe they move back and pick up 2 picks or something. I don't know.
Roser, would you treat Reed Shepherd similarly to Donovan Klingon? Obviously, 2 different positions, 2 different needs.
I think if they traded up, it would be for Reed Shepherd.
For Reed.
I don't think it would be for Klingon. I think it'd be for Reed Shepherd.
What position do you think
I don't love
Reed
any-
Shepherd is in the NBA?
It's combo 1-2.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's that thing. Chris sent it to me yesterday. He's seriously the best shooter.
Yeah.
Since Steph Curry, the best shooting prospect since Steph Curry. Now, not saying he's gonna be Steph Curry, but I don't love anybody in this draft.
But it's pre-draft.
I
That's
do
when we
not
can
like
make
the idea
fun,
of packaging somebody like Marcus Smart to trade up to the 3rd pick. And
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't love
It
that
doesn't
idea.
do it for me.
I also think that story is a little bit full of crap too. But
Which
it's
one?
all from the Houston side.
The Houston
Oh, yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
that's all coming from the Rockets side. The Rockets want Marcus Smart.
Yes.
I think the Grizzlies would do it, but the Grizzlies are probably like, you better give us more. Like, we need a lot more.
Why do the
third pick.
Rockets want Marcus Smart?
Because he's a veteran. Why did the
Because
Grizzlies
Ime
want...
Udoka's their head coach, and
And
Ime
Ime
Udoka had him in
Udoka.
Boston and loved him.
Right. But I think
Yeah.
it's the same reason why the Grizzlies wanted Marcus Smart last year. So why are you giving somebody else
Yeah.
in the Western
Right.
Conference the, magical
It is funny the Rockets,
veteranship
like less than a year ago,
pedigree.
threw all this money at Dylan Brooks to come in
Yes.
and be the veteran defender with
Oh,
3-and-D guy, and now they're
Put them both on the
apparently-
same team.
Yeah,
All right. Did you watch any of the Rickwood
I
Field
did. I watched.
celebration in
I was wondering if
Birmingham
I was the
last
only
night?
person watching it, like
You
at least the
were.
only Grind City media person. Yeah.
You
You
were.
probably
I was
were.
watching
My
that
dad called me last night. He's
and
like, are you
Copa
watching
America.
this? It's
Yeah.
amazing.
That was great.
Go Argentina.
Yeah, Argentina looked good last night. They were all right. Canada
well, they
looked terrible.
won.
They won. Yeah, USA plays on Sunday against
Okay.
Bolivia. So I was watching that. I was
I'm
flipping back
trying to
and
get
forth.
really into Argentinian soccer.
Why?
Because I'm going to Argentina this
Oh,
fall,
okay.
and we're going to go to a Boca Juniors game.
Yeah.
I can't wait at
Yeah.
La Bombonera.
Yep.
So I'm trying to get the lingo. So when I saw Messi and Argentina won last night, I said, yay. But the Rickwood Field stuff, from what I saw, I did not watch it live,
Yep.
but caught up on some of the highlights, and just from a standpoint of seeing what they did in celebration of Willie Mays. It's in Birmingham.
Yeah.
That's where he
Yeah.
passed away as well. And the thing that has really taken off and gone, I hate to say gone viral, off of something that was a night of so much importance, and it was Cardinals Giants, and it's one of those things where the game itself doesn't really matter, but something that did really matter, I thought, were Reggie Jackson's comments that he made to Alex Rodriguez and the rest of the crew on the desk. And he was simply asked from Alex Rodriguez about like the baton being passed, and if it wasn't for Willie and Reggie Jackson and Jackie Robinson, like how emotional it is to come back to this place. And Reggie Jackson went on a near 3-minute answer that I was so glad they gave him, and the answer, The Room to Breathe, where he talked about how hard it was and the challenges and the racism that he endured and just the horrific experiences of not being able to eat in a restaurant or stay in a certain hotel or threatening to have an apartment building burned down unless he moved out of it. And he was so thankful for his manager and the players around him that helped support him and like refused to go into those restaurants and stay in those places. But it was just such a good and crystal clear reminder that wasn't that long ago.
I know.
Like Reggie Jackson is still sitting on a desk talking about these stories that he experienced.
Somebody on Twitter was like, "This happened in my lifetime," and you know, it happened in a lot of. My mom, I actually was talking to her last night. She grew up about half an hour outside Birmingham, and her grandmother lived in Inslee, like a suburb of Birmingham. And she was like, "Oh yeah, we used to take the trolley to Rickwood Field and watch games and stuff." And like the fact that this is all still so new is sort of mind-blowing when you think about, wow, a lot of people, you know, the guy, there was like one of the former players they had out there fought in Iwo Jima, and they like, you know, like we think of it a lot of times as deep history or, you know, world history, but it's very recent and fresh to a lot of people still. I also thought there was some sort of weird irony in Reggie Jackson talking about going through all this while two of the greatest cheaters in baseball history were sitting next to him on the panel. A-Rod and Barry Bonds were up there. And I was like, all right, well, there's some people have worked really hard. They had to go through a lot. And then there's these guys.
They still worked hard and collectively from the moment. They played some of the game last night in black and white, didn't they?
There was
the broadcast.
They televised it.
They did not go like full Pleasantville and put things back into a generator
the players
where
changed
everybody
into
was in black and white.
uniforms no, they televised.
They put a filter on the television broadcast.
I think they actually changed the aspect ratio too. They made it 4:3, so it wasn't like, you know, widescreen.
Oh, okay.
They made it square, and it was like half an inning. They just did it in that.
Yeah.
It was cool. Like, you know, they've done the last few years. They've had the Field of Dream games and stuff like that. And
when are they going to do the Sandlot game?
I'm sure that's like on the
docket.
It'd be tough.
Do you think they'll do more at Rickwood?
I don't know. Somebody was saying
so small.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
a
stood
small
out to me.
stand. But somebody, a friend of mine who's a radio guy in Alabama, said that the Alabama High School Athletic Association, that's where they should have like their state playoffs every year. You know?
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. They said there's a bigger stadium now, not far from there, where the Birmingham Barons play. That's where Michael Jordan played when he was on the Barons. It's probably like 20 minutes from Rickwood Field. So like, from what I read, they put like $5 million into the field to like get it ready for last night and to like get it to major league standards. So I mean, hopefully somebody uses it, or maybe there's a college or somewhere nearby that could use that, you know?
Yeah.
It's cool looking.
You would think so.
Yeah. And the history, it makes it amazing.
Yeah, it was a very cool.
How many people does it seat?
Like 15,000 or something like that. I think there was 8,000 people last night at the game.
Okay.
Could you do the SEC baseball tournament?
No, I think you'd have, I think
Or they need more people.
Yeah.
God, SEC baseball is so big.
Yeah.
You do
I
need
know.
more than 15,000 people.
We'll see that in Omaha this weekend.
Yeah.
You think Tennessee does it?
GBO.
GBO to Roser.
Roser's a big Tennessee baseball
All right, I
fan.
have one more story that I really wanted to get
All
both
right.
of your takes on, because I saw it this morning and I thought to myself, I guarantee that they have entirely different responses to this than I did when I saw it. So last night, U.S. swimmer and Olympic gold medalist Lilly King qualified for the 200-meter breaststroke at the Paris Olympics. So she qualifies. She comes out of the pool. She's like fresh off competing, just qualified for the Olympics, big moment. And her boyfriend is waiting on the other side, and he gets down on one knee and he proposes. And everyone celebrated it as this beautiful moment, and NBC called it the biggest thing to happen that night during the Olympic qualifiers, where all of these people are competing for an opportunity to go and compete at the Olympics. Do you think this was a sweet proposal story, or does this proposal story make you think, why on earth would he do this right then, right now,
did she say
considering
yes?
she just got out of the pool? She did say yes.
Was she happy?
I don't know. I can't speak for her. I can only speak for
if-
how I would
That's
feel.
all that matters, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's all that matters is if she's happy.
You know, Roser and I, we're all about making the ladies in our lives happy.
Yeah.
And
like if that's something that she
yeah,
enjoys and
if
wants,
it's-
then yeah.
we're all for
Jessica,
that.
it is well known you would not want to be proposed to probably at work.
I would not want to be proposed to at work.
What about
That
by
is
a pool?
absolutely
Would you
correct.
want to be proposed
I would
to?
not want to be proposed to after something that I had worked so hard to do.
What if she and her fiance or her boyfriend talked about it, and she's like, you know what? If I qualify for the Olympics, he's like, you know what? You qualify for the Olympics,
and that's
I'll
fine.
propose
If
to
those
you.
conversations were had, I would take all of this back.
I think you've got to hang on a second here. You said that's something that you worked so hard to accomplish, which she did. She worked very hard, but as you said, she's won gold medals before.
Yes.
Okay, this is just qualifying for the
That's
Olympics.
true.
So this is not right after she
It's
wins
still going
another
back.
gold medal.
It's no guarantee to go back to another Olympic
I know
Games.
that. I know that, but it is not the highest achievement that she has ever made in her sport.
I will say I was grateful that he didn't do it at the Olympics. Like, my instinct was,
They wouldn't let
at
him do
least
it at
he
the
didn't
I think
do
he
it at
should
the
have done it.
Olympics.
So it was 200 meters, so she had to do the turn.
He should have done
I think
it
he should have just
mid-turn.
been there waiting on one of the turns. He should have just stopped her in the middle of the race and made sure she didn't qualify.
He should have like jackknifed into the pool
I
right
just
there.
think it's such a weird. And again, to clarify, if they talked about it, if she was like, you know what, my dream proposal would be. My dream proposal was. I didn't really have a dream proposal, but like my dream was to get married at the Plaza, and so Chris proposed at the Plaza and did this whole elaborate thing that I have friends who have
But
said
you
like,
didn't get married at the Plaza.
no, I could never afford to get married at the Plaza in a million.
That's
That
why
used
it
to
was
be
a
like
dream.
my
The Plaza
punt.
in
Yeah.
New York City?
Yeah, I
Did
used to
you
say
know-
it because I didn't think I would ever
You
get
know
married.
he did it in the exact same spot that Donald Trump stood in Home Alone 2.
Shut up. Get out of here. Don't tarnish my proposal, Roser. It was a beautiful day and a beautiful moment. But I've had friends who were like, because he did a whole scavenger hunt through New York City. Like, some people would hate that. I loved that. It was like so special. So I understand different people have different feelings for
And we don't know how
to
she feels
propose.
about
and
it.
we don't know how she
Yeah.
feels about it.
That's
but
the
my
thing.
instinct was the
No, your
1-2
instinct
punch.
is like, I know better than she does.
No, I'm saying
tell us.
my
Be honest.
instinct for women is that
For women.
sometimes.
Speaking on behalf of women,
Yeah.
Jessica
don't do this to
Benson.
me.
Speaking for
Speaking
all
on
women
behalf
here.
of all women.
Womansplaining.
Sometimes women just want to be able to have their accomplishments speak for themselves and not have to be connected to
Yeah.
And hers
a
don't?
proposal and not have to be connected to marriage. I hated
She has
hearing
gold
it.
medals.
I
Would you
hated
upset?
hearing NBC say this was the biggest thing
But
that
that's
happened.
not
last
her
you
night.
be
fiance's fault. And that's
upset?
not her fault. That's
the fiance's fault for getting down on one
But
knee
it's some
after she
dummy,
competes.
whoever the
But
announcer
if
said
she
it. That's
doesn't
their
care and
fault.
she's okay with it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I know, but we don't know. We'll never know.
We don't
She'll
know.
probably say,
No,
oh,
we'll
yeah,
know. I'm sure she'll come out and talk
No,
about
if
it.
they're like in love and
They're
getting
probably going to have her on
married.
the Today Show now to talk about it.
Probably.
You know?
She's not
Like-
cool
They're
with
probably
it.
going to have an entire segment on it on the Olympic coverage that we need because all the events happen overnight, so they have to fill up the
Hey,
time when we're actually watching TV with
If
good
that
things.
keeps like First Take from talking about Caitlin Clark or whatever, then
Yeah,
like,
I'm
let's
all for
do
it.
it. I'm all for it. Let's,
I just was like, why right
because
now?
because
and
Jessica,
I love.
If you've noticed with women's sports, Jessica, on the debate shows, we can't actually talk about the sport. We got to talk about everything outside of the sport. With the
I
women.
know.
And Jessica just brought up
I'm just saying.
a proposal.
If a man went out there and
made us
proposed-
talk about it.
If a man went out there and proposed to me after I had just had a big career moment where I am proud, where I have accomplished something that I've been working for, and I had to turn around and he's like, let's make this about me/us, I would be internally a little bummed out.
But you were working with us when you guys got engaged, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd already started here.
Yeah. Oh, no. We got engaged after I started
Before,
working here. Yeah.
okay, I was gonna say because I
We were
don't.
2019. We were engaged for like 3.5 years.
You had some career moments that were probably satisfying to you and felt like you know
would've
the
been like
culmination of a lot of hard work. And like so you didn't. If Chris had come to you after one of those things and said, "Hey, I'm gonna propose to you right now," you would have said no, or like what?
I used to always, I would have said yes. But that's the thing, like she still would say yes. It's not about the yes or the no. And it's not even about if he's not a good, I'm not trying to like damn him as being a bad
Yes, you are.
partner. No, I'm not. I'm just
It
saying
feels
I
like
think
it.
there's some layers to it where we talk about like public proposals all the time. And this was a public proposal that I just was like, ugh. This is a woman thing. I knew, see, I set it up where I knew you guys would have different reactions to it than I did.
Okay,
That's how I started.
we're on the
this.
side of women, and sorry that you're not.
You're on the side of love. You're on the side of women.
We're
and that's that.
we're siding with whatever makes Lilly King happy. If Lilly King's not happy, then it was a bad move. But if she's happy and she's cool, then
We want the best for Lilly King.
You want to know what I hate? How rational you guys sound right now.
Yeah, you were totally expecting us to not to be this rational.
You sound rational and you sound smart.
Yeah.
And you sound on the side of Lilly King and her fiance.
We are
and wish
allies.
them- Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you guys for your allyship.
Yes.
We have to take a quick break because Rosa and I have to draft chain
I
restaurant
thought you were
dishes.
saying we're going to draft hot chicks.
And we're back. All right, we'll take a break. We're going to
I got
draft
Kim
best
Kardashian.
chain restaurant dishes
Margot
after
Robbie.
a quick break. I hate you.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard, bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
We have another edition. This will be the third edition of the Debate Club. You guys are going to sell a shoe to Mr. Bennett Doyle, our producer over here.
Oh, yeah.
I saw these.
Go.
I've seen these.
I saw these on social media too.
It's the perfect house shoe.
I know, right?
Like, yeah, it's not even a house shoe. I bet you they're really comfortable. You know, you heard of unisex. This is unifoot. Oh my God.
The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
I almost lost a girlfriend in the Spring River one time.
Because you pushed her off the boat?
No, she fell off and then her foot got caught in some stones, like in a current.
You didn't save her, so who did?
I don't remember. Somebody did.
Her foot just jarred loose.
Current husband.
Yeah. Like, I'm not Michael Phelps. There ain't no sense in both of us dying.
The Gary Parrish Show, live weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard, bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
The Grizz Girls are no ordinary dance team. They're known across the NBA for setting the standard for world-class dance and entertainment. From hip-hop to jazz, the Grizz Girls do it all. And they're looking for talented dancers with dynamic personalities to join the team. Do you have what it takes to join a premier NBA dance team and entertain Grizz Nation both on the court and in the community? Visit grizzlies.com/auditions now for more information and show us what you've got at open auditions Saturday, July 13th.
Shall we talk about our favorite NBA Finals MVPs? Number 3 is a little bit of Canadian history because it's the first and only NBA championship that the country as a whole has. I'm going to go with Kawhi Leonard's second Finals MVP. I still get my little heart warm even thinking about it, and I was there watching every game. IMHO with Lang Whitaker and me, Kelsey Wright Johnson, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back. It is Friday, and Fridays during the summer means draft days because Thursdays during the summer means our summer movie series. I did hear from Luke, who, 1, watched all 9 innings of the baseball game last night, so shout out Luke, and 2, informed me that the movie that makes us cry that won by a landslide, Forrest Gump. So we will be reviewing Forrest Gump next Thursday.
You watched an entire
baseball game,
regular season baseball game on a Thursday night.
You,
my friend, might need to be committed.
I was gonna give him like the Pulitzer Prize. He's making baseball America's favorite pastime again. You know.
Is. I will say I watched some college baseball. I've seen some college baseball with the pitch clock,
Congrats.
and it is
It's
a
better.
lot better. It is a lot better. So maybe I should try Major League Baseball.
All right, we are.
But all I saw were the clips of Reggie Jackson talking about how much like that field's terrible and brings back the worst memories ever for him.
That was all I saw too.
Yeah, it's like,
and the
God.
pictures, and it was cool. They had an all black umpire crew.
Yeah.
And then learned that there have only been 11 full-time black umpires in the history of Major League Baseball.
Right.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
So, there.
Okay.
And there was a baseball game. And the Cardinals won.
It's a moment. It's a moment.
It's
And
a moment.
I hope baseball keeps doing stuff like that.
Me too.
Like Lang said, with the Field of Dreams, this. I hope they
The
I hope they
storytelling
do.
around
Yes.
baseball helps me be more interested in
Yes,
baseball. So I
absolutely.
would assume that is the case
Absolutely.
for others as well. All right, we are drafting best chain restaurant dishes, best chain restaurant food. Yes, Rosa?
Well, this is in honor of when we did Step Brothers yesterday. We noticed during the movie, Robert goes to the Cheesecake Factory to have a drink.
Right.
Will Ferrell, when he matures, says, go to Outback Steakhouse. He says, I've grown quite fond of that place.
And I just watched an episode of The Boys where they eat a bloomin' onion.
Okay.
So it all comes together. And this came from the news that the Blessed Cheesecake Factory is closing in the Wolf Chase Mall.
Yes.
And the news that Red Lobster, we have to save the chains.
We
It is
gotta
on
save the
us
chains.
to save the chains and to remind people of the great dishes that chain restaurants can bring to your taste buds.
And the great Fleetwood Mac song. You'll never break the chain.
Never break the chain. All right, we have to do a duck race to decide who gets the
Yeah,
first pick. I
love
was going to
duck
give it to
races.
Roser, and Jacob was like, no, we still have to do a duck race. So
See,
I'm the purple duck.
I'm Spider-Man Duck.
And you are Spider Duck.
This
and
would be
I am
an
off to a
upset if
tough
you won,
start.
'cause
I have little
Spider-
hearts on my duck.
You're going to win, though. Usually when
Probably.
you start trailing like
There
that,
we go.
yeah, there it is.
The need for speed.
Yeah,
give it to me. Give it to me.
This
Yes,
is
thank
clearly
you.
rigged. Clearly rigged.
It is.
Clearly rigged.
My name's on the show,
Spider-Man-
and I get the first pick. All right.
Spider Duck would not lose that.
I have a very clear number one pick.
Okay.
My number one pick in the best chain restaurant food draft is the Bloomin' Onion from Outback
Okay,
Steakhouse.
I love that you went number one.
The
with
Bloomin'
this.
Onion, but it has to be done right. It has to
Yeah.
be a crispy Bloomin' Onion. I do not need a half-baked Bloomin' Onion. I do not need the dough around the onion I don't know who invented the Bloomin' Onion, this magical creation of onions like a flour, fried, and then you dip into this like spicy sauce, and it's the sauce that gives it the kick that it needs. And parts of the Bloomin' Onion are better than other parts of the Bloomin' Onion. I always prefer like the outside of the Bloomin' Onion more than the inside, which is
Yeah.
rare because usually with like something soft and doughy, you prefer the inside.
Right.
Give me the bloomin'.
I love that you picked this.
Good.
I am anti bloomin' onion.
I hate that for you.
All it does is give you the runs.
It
it's
does it?
yeah. It's like fried onion strips that you dip in like a tangy sauce. Like, yeah,
It's delicious.
you're asking for your stomach.
It's better
to
than
hurt.
an onion ring.
You're asking for your stomach to. Whoa.
Yes.
Well, it depends on where you're getting onion rings from.
But you know
Huey-
what? You know
Huey's
what?
onion
You
rings
know
are
what you're getting when you get a
fantastic.
bloomin' onion.
All right,
It's from
I
Outback.
also like I like the variety here. I've got some variety. I've got appetizers. I've got like sides. I've got a dessert on here, and I've got entrees on here. I'm also starting with an appetizer.
Okay.
I'm keeping this simple, but everybody gets it when they go there. Chili's queso, the chili con queso. Everybody gets the Chili's queso. Chili's queso is undefeated. If you go to Chili's, it doesn't matter if there's 2 of you, there's 3 of you, 4 of you. You're always starting out getting that queso, and they make it there.
Okay.
They actually make it. It's not. Last time I checked, it's not
Interesting.
from like a bag, like a frozen bag.
Okay.
The Chili's con queso. Yeah, it's got the sausage in whatever meat that's in it.
Okay.
It's delicious though.
This next one is tough because I'm going to take it early. I don't know your familiarity with it, but I think the sign of a good chain restaurant dish is when it becomes accessible in grocery stores.
Oh.
Like if this chain believes in a menu item so much that you can purchase it from your very own grocery store, you don't even have to go to that restaurant anymore. It's made it. And my favorite of all of those is the California Pizza Kitchen barbecue chicken pizza. The CPK
yeah.
barbecue chicken pizza with the
Yeah.
red onions, the barbecue chicken, a little cilantro. I don't even usually like cilantro, but I like
Okay.
it in the context of this chicken pizza. We don't have California Pizza Kitchen in Memphis.
No, we don't.
I have had a California Pizza Kitchen in every other state that I have lived in Colorado, in Washington, in California. And it is the best chain restaurant, non-deliverable pizza place. Does that make sense? Like not a Papa John's, not a Pizza Hut, not a Domino's.
So it's kind of like a Pyros but better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
love
Pyros is good.
CPK.
And Pyros is good. No, I can't hate on this because I have bought the CPK barbecue chicken pizza from the grocery store before. I
And
have.
it's delicious.
And it is quite delicious.
And it has Gouda on it. I'm sorry, that's a massive
Gouda.
piece. The cheese is Gouda. Gouda.
Right, but it's because it's been sprayed with like pesticides.
Fine,
or
it's still
whatever.
Gouda.
That's totally fair. This is one I am glad you have not mentioned yet. Randall mentioned it in the chat earlier.
Oh,
and
no,
I gotta go with
I thought I could get it with three.
The bonefish bang bang shrimp. Bonefish Grill's bang bang shrimp. But just more places need to do this. In fact, there is a local restaurant that did this with their chicken at one point. They may still do it. TJ Mulligan's did this with their chicken and did bang bang chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And on Wednesdays, they would do, for happy hour, they would have half off appetizers. So you could get bang bang chicken and fries, like half off totally during happy hour on Wednesdays. Amazing. But Bonefish Grill, bang bang shrimp, enough said.
Yeah.
Enough said.
That's a great one.
It clears.
That's a great
it's
one.
goated. I'm up on game.
All right, with my... Hold on 1 second. I have to make sure of something. This is not good for the audio podcast.
Yeah. This is not.
Okay. Yes. I was just clarifying something before I went to it. With my number 3 pick,
Yeah.
I will take what Red Lobster partially died for, and that is all-you-can-eat shrimp from Red Lobster, particularly the Parrot Bay coconut shrimp option of the all-you-can-eat shrimp at Red Lobster. I love a coconut shrimp.
Yeah.
I am only getting coconut shrimp at a chain restaurant. I eat shrimp all the time. It's Shrimp Girl Summer, baby.
Bahama Breeze coconut
I'm putting shrimp on
is
everything.
awesome.
But if I'm getting shrimp at a chain restaurant, I'm probably getting coconut shrimp, and Red Lobster does their coconut shrimp very well.
Yeah.
And please do not say that Red Lobster died only for the all-you-can-eat shrimp, because Red Lobster mostly died due to private equity firms, because a private equity firm bought it, sold all of their real estate for over $1 billion, and then the restaurant couldn't pay their rent. So don't blame the shrimp. Celebrate the shrimp. And that is my favorite. I will eat shrimp anywhere.
Red Lobster, all you can eat shrimp.
I'm also not eating the lobster.
I
at
could
Red
be
Lobster,
honest
let's
with
be
you.
clear.
Never was a Red Lobster fan.
Those biscuits
I know.
are.
People love Red Lobster. The cheddar biscuits are awesome. I do agree with that. The rest of it, not. Just never hit for me. Bahama Breeze, though. Bahama Breeze, great coconut shrimp. It's like the higher end Red Lobster.
No.
Go to Bahama Breeze.
Still haven't been there.
Go check out Bahama Breeze.
going to.
It's next door to the Red Lobster at
I
Wolf
know.
Chase.
I know.
Yeah, go check it out.
I feel like I should have a drink on the patio at Bahama Breeze.
It's a great patio. It's a great patio.
Okay.
I'm going to keep it southern here.
Okay.
I'm going to keep this southern. We're going to go with a down-home place.
Okay.
We're going with fried chicken from the Cracker Barrel.
Great choice.
Cracker Barrel fried chicken.
Great choice.
It is amazing. The chicken, the gravy over it. Get your side of mashed potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Get you a side of greens with it. The collard greens with it. Yeah. Fried chicken. Chicken fried chicken is awesome. There's something about fried chicken, eating it in a place like the Cracker Barrel too.
Okay.
There could be like a Chili's or another chain restaurant that does fried chicken, and it maybe it's a better fried chicken. But with the ambiance of sitting down in the Cracker Barrel, you feel like you're down south, and you're eating some good Southern food. Fried chicken, Cracker Barrel.
Okay. With my number 4 pick.
Oh, the gravy.
When you're there, your family.
Yeah.
With the number 4 pick, I'm going to take the chicken Alfredo from Olive Garden.
Okay.
It is
Olive
very
Garden.
difficult to mess up a chicken Alfredo, and Olive Garden doesn't. And I love the all-you-can-eat breadsticks, but we're not drafting bread.
We can't do bread.
Important
That's the thing.
caveat.
It's an
We're
important
not
caveat,
drafting
not bread. Yeah.
But I do think the chicken Alfredo at Olive Garden makes it worth going to Olive Garden. If you want to pretend you're in Tuscany for a night, may I suggest going and cracking open a nice bottle of red at the local Olive Garden and dousing yourself in Alfredo sauce.
Yeah.
Chicken Alfredo. Thank you.
I'm with that. I've got an Olive Garden one on here. I'm not going to use it. I've got a couple of ways I can go here. I'm going to save a dessert for last.
So am I.
I'm going to save a dessert
Oh, no,
for
now I'm
last.
nervous.
Yeah, I'm saving a dessert for last.
Okay.
This one, I feel like I've got an Italian choice on here that's not Olive Garden that I could go with. I've also got I've got a breakfast dish I could go with. Man, this is a tough one here. This is a really tough one. I'm going to go with the Italian place too. I'm sorry, Rafferty's. I have to do this to you. Rafferty's, you're not going to make my list. Your chicken finger salad's not going to make my list. Macaroni Grill, Penne Rustica, or Rustica, or whatever it is. Yeah, Macaroni Grill. You can't find them in Memphis
I have not thought about
anymore.
a macaroni grill in a long time.
Roasted chicken, shrimp, prosciutto, rosemary cream, and Parmesan. Obviously over some penne.
All right.
Some penne. That's just one I had to throw in there. I left out, oh my gosh, I'm leaving out my breakfast. I'm sorry, Bob Evans. Bob Evans.
I don't know what you're going to take with your dessert pick.
You don't.
I have
You
3.
really don't. I can guarantee you it's not
I
what
have
you're
3
picking.
on my
I
list.
guarantee you it's not what you're picking.
With my 5th pick, there are over 250 items on the Cheesecake Factory menu. And I will take the cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory. And because I'm taking it in the draft, I get every single flavor of cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory. My personal favorite is the Oreo cheesecake. It has an Oreo crust. It has little pieces of Oreo. And the whipped cream that they use at the Cheesecake Factory is top tier whipped cream. I don't know what makes it special, but it tastes great. And a bite of the cheesecake with the whipped cream is so perfect.
I get it.
It's so good.
I can tell you.
It's in the name.
No, Jessica, I'm so with you
in
here.
the
I've
name.
never had this. I've never had Cheesecake Factory, so I can't speak on this. But I can tell you, as someone who used to, I never cared for cheesecake. I used to never care for cheesecake until one day when we were at 92.9, Rick Ross came in studio with us and pulled up in a 2-door Mercedes with a female friend, and they were hotboxing marijuana in the car. Marijuana comes out everywhere.
Feels like
And
Inside Out 2 at the local movie theater last night.
And Rick Ross said he brought gifts to us.
He brought you cheesecake.
And she was starting her own like sweets place, and she brought us an Oreo cheesecake.
Wow.
And it was freaking delicious. So I can only imagine the Cheesecake
It's good.
Factory's Oreo cheesecake has to be delicious. But since
They
then,
live
I
up
have
to the
grown,
namesake.
I have grown fond of cheesecake,
Okay.
and it is delicious. So I understand
Thank you.
that their Oreo cheesecake must
Thank
be
you.
amazing because of what Oreo cheesecake did for me.
It is.
Earlier in my life that day with Rick Ross and his female friend in a 2-door Mercedes
It is.
coupe
Thank you.
full of marijuana.
Your choices.
Okay. So this is a place I thought was just local only, and turns out it's not local for my pick.
Oh.
It's not local. But they have them all over the country, really.
Okay.
Not out west. They couldn't handle this. They
You don't even know.
Yeah, you don't even know. Are we mentioning honorable mentions? Can I go ahead and just mention those?
Sure. Well, we mentioned those after.
We
Pick your
mentioned them
5th
after.
first. Yeah.
Perkins chocolate French silk pie. The chocolate French silk pie from Perkins.
Okay.
I have not had Perkins in so long. Perkins is known for their desserts, their bakery, what they do. The chocolate French silk pie, I've had several desserts from there. That is the one that is always money. If you are thinking you're in a late holiday rush and you're thinking, I don't know what to bring, I've got to bring a dessert or something, just call Perkins, order the chocolate French silk pie. It's money. It's a winner. It hits every single time. You could sit down in the restaurant and have a slice, but if you need something for a larger gathering, just go get it.
I really like the Marie Callender's chocolate silk pie. I've never had the Perkins chocolate silk pie, but a chocolate silk pie done right is
chocolate silk pie is
A+.
Yeah, it's.
So my dessert that's not on the list that I don't know. Do you guys have BJ? Have you ever been to a BJ's?
No, so I looked up best desserts.
Okay, BJ's has
And I saw
one of the best desserts. Like I do
Yeah.
genuinely love cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory, and it's more identifiable. But BJ's has this thing called a pizookie, and I'd never had a pizookie until I went to college in LA, and everyone
Yeah.
loved pizookies in LA. And it's a chocolate chip cookie skillet, but it's different cookies,
Yeah.
different skillets, different ice cream. You can mix and match whatever it may be. It is so you cannot mess up a chocolate chip cookie skillet. That's the point.
Yeah,
Like,
no, those
give me
are-
a cookie on a skillet with
Yeah.
ice cream on top with whipped cream. Perfection. And it comes
Yeah.
from a restaurant named BJ's. So I just wanted us to be appropriate.
No, that's a great pick. I didn't want to go fine dining, but Roost Chris has an amazing creme brulee. It's
I also have a great filet.
Yeah, Roost Chris has a lot of great things, but yeah, obviously you expect that when you go to fine dining.
You took the Chili's chili con queso, and I had the Chili's baby back ribs on my list.
Yeah.
They're iconic.
I can't eat ribs.
I
from
can't. Once I
Chili's
moved
as
to
a
Memphis, it ruined ribs
It's-
at any.
yeah, you
Like I can't
can't
even
eat-
mess
yeah.
around with it. I used to sometimes get ribs at Outback when I was a
Yeah,
kid. And
can't
like,
do
what was
that.
I doing? What was
Yeah.
I thinking? That's so stupid.
I had Olive Garden. I had the chicken and shrimp carbonara.
That's a good one.
Their chicken and shrimp carbonara. That's what
That's
I
another
always
great
get
one.
there. Hooters. I had the fried pickles.
Oh shoot! I should have taken Hooters wings. What was I thinking?
So I had, but see, you can get different kinds of wings there at Hooters now. I had fried pickles. I had their curly fries. I had their breaded wings hot.
Okay.
The hot breaded wings. I also think they used to have the chicken strip sandwich that was like smothered with cheese, and I don't know if they have it
Okay.
anymore. They do a buffalo chicken sandwich, but this was chicken strips, buffalo chicken strips,
those- yeah.
smothered in
Yum.
like 3 different kinds of cheeses, and I don't know if they do that anymore.
Buffalo Wild Wings has everything but the bagel pretzel bites.
Yeah.
Those are so good.
That's
Those are so
that's-
good.
that's-
I can no longer have wings from Buffalo Wild Wings because I've been indoctrined by wing culture in
Yeah.
Memphis. But the apps at Buffalo Wild Wings still hit pretty hard.
So I stayed away. Rafferty's, the chicken finger salad with the hot bacon honey mustard is amazing.
Okay.
I stayed away from that, and I also stayed away from the Rafferty's potato soup and salad. And the reason I did is because you do get the butter croissant with it, and we said no bread.
Yeah, I
Those
know.
do come with it. So that's why I said no to that.
The
other
Texas
one would
Roadhouse
be,
buttered bread with the cinnamon butter would have also been on the bread
the
list.
other one I stayed away from if I went breakfast was Bob Evans sausage biscuits and gravy, which you can buy in stores. They have that in
There you
stores.
go.
Bob Evans for breakfast, yeah.
All right.
So
Thanks, everyone, for indulging us on our chain restaurants. Save your chain restaurants. If you won't do it, who will? Can't have any more of these closing. They
No.
represent our
They
childhood.
do. They represent our childhoods.
America.
If that
Shop
Chili's,
local, but
if the
give the chain
Chili's,
a go every now and then.
if the Chili's by the University of Memphis ever closes like
You'd
that,
cry.
it'll be a dark day.
And I love everyone
In
who
our
watches
city's-
knows
in
how
our
I
city's
feel about Red
history.
Robin. I love Red Robin. Clucks and fries would be my Red Robin with a side of buzz sauce, but I understand Red Robin does not sit in a place universally loved like I do. Dustin Starr is going to join us
I've
after
never
a
had
quick
Red
break.
Robin.
He has a special guest.
Oh.
A special guest,
Let's go.
Roser. We're going to find out. Dustin Starr in studio. It's wrestling night at AutoZone Park at the Redbirds game on Saturday night. He brings gifts. He brings guests. We'll catch up with Dustin after a quick break.
If you look at it, as far as the number 9 pick over the years, there's been some pretty good players that have surfaced at number 9. Of course, Dirk Nowitzki, who won a championship. There's been a lot of great guys, but who knows if there is a great guy in this draft.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
I think we have the college basketball title futures. UConn's number 1.
I really like Houston. I'd have them winning it all, but you can't be giving Drake jerseys. What is wrong with you?
Maybe the Drake curse is stronger in college basketball.
How long has he
NBA.
been riding with Kentucky?
He wore an
riding with
Alabama
Kentucky?
jersey and Saban retired.
The Odds Couple with Rob Fisher, Lang Whitaker, John Roser, and CJ Hurt live Thursdays at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Look at the score. Look at the score. He does it.
Hey, but look at the bench though.
Look at number 3.
Right before I walked in the locker room, Danny Ainge pulled me to the side and said, "Hey, Tony Allen, come here. Let me give you a little basketball etiquette. When you're down 40, do not do an in-game windmill. It's just disgusting for the game."
The Chris Vernon Show, presented by Caesars Sportsbook, live weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Now for a limited time, the new $1.99 crispy tender wraps are here at Sonic. Who could deny a crispy chicken tender with bold flavors like hickory barbecue and cheesy Baja? And we can't forget the crisp lettuce and melty cheese to make the perfect bite. Wrap yourself up with some TLC, tender, love, and chicken for only $1.99. Sonic $1.99 crispy tender wraps. Tax not included, limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins.
LifeCare Ambulance is proud to be an official partner of the Memphis Grizzlies and FedEx Forum. At LifeCare, they wear their hearts with pride. Their passion is their people. They want you to love what you do and where you do it. Their employee-driven culture encourages a healthy work-life balance and supportive work environment. They invest in your success and well-being so that you can provide the best care for the patients that they serve. Join the incredible team of EMTs and paramedics in Memphis, Nashville, and across the nation today. Learn more at lifecareamb.com.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
It's Friday. It is an exciting weekend at AutoZone Park in Memphis because it is a wrestling night. So who better to have in studio to help us prepare than Dustin Starr himself. Dustin, how are you?
Oh yeah! Happy Friday! It is Friday. It's oh yeah day. It's a big weekend. I don't think I'm gonna sleep all weekend, guys. Just putting that out there. All weekend. We've got wrestling night coming up tomorrow. Then we have our big TV taping on Sunday. So I feel like I'm eating an elephant. Like I just have to get through Sunday and then I'll be cool.
I've never ate an elephant, so I'm unsure how that
either.
works. But it feels like it would be a long weekend, no sleep kind of process.
It's definitely not on the top 10 list that you guys just went through.
No. When's the last time you went to a chain restaurant? Can you remember?
Like chain meaning like a Chili's or like
Yeah.
we go to Huey's a lot. We love Huey's.
Doesn't count. Local
Mexican
chains don't
restaurants.
count.
We love Mexican
Okay,
restaurants.
doesn't count.
Oh gosh. I'm gonna say it might have been like a Chili's, like somewhere where you can grab a beer and eat some
Sure.
chips or something like
Yeah.
that. But I was really surprised by the queso comment
I know.
though. And then everybody else in the room was like, no, that's really good stuff.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, I'm glad that Roser's pick was. I don't think I've ever gotten the queso at Chili's.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what everybody gets.
I get the little chicken tenders.
You get the queso at Chili's. Even the bird knows
Even
that.
Rocky the Redbird, who's in the back of the studio, he's got the wrestling belt on the shoulder. We'll bring Rocky in.
Yeah, we'll get Rocky in here.
Officially
I know that
in a little bit. You said like he could body slam one of us.
He is
so.
all fired up.
Is he
so
prepared?
last year, Rocky the Rockin' Redbird dove off the top rope. This thing went viral. Off the top rope, landed on the guy. It was a big to-do out at AutoZone Park. Won the Redbird's championship belt.
Okay.
And then this year, it's even more. So at 5 o'clock on Saturday, that's tomorrow, is bell time.
Okay.
The doors don't open until 5:30, so you can stand there and watch live Memphis wrestling while you're waiting on a sweet giveaway, which I'll show you here in a second. They're these awesome Redbird soccer jerseys. So if you're one of the first 1,500 fans, you get a free soccer jersey. Then, of course, when the gates open up, first pitch is going to be at 6:35. We'll probably have Enzo, who is a former WWE superstar out there, along with Gun Show and Master of Fat Jitsu, K. Toomer. So they'll be out there throwing the first pitch. So they start the game at 6:35. Immediately following, they have this huge firework display immediately following. And then as you're leaving, there's a big main event wrestling match where there's no telling what Rocky the Rockin' Redbird has up his sleeve. Then we'll pack the ring up, and then we'll head over to the Wrestle Center for the next day. So we got a whole big weekend, man.
Is it a pressure for Rocky to go viral? Like, do you think he feels the need to beat out on what he did last year?
100% yes.
Wow.
Because when we set it up last year, it was like, what could we do? It's like Super Grizz diving off the balcony here at FedEx Forum and going through 2 tables with the hardcore legend Mick Foley or something. Like, we've got to top that.
Yeah.
So last year he dove off the top rope. There's no telling. What does he have to do this year to top that?
A flip.
A flip?
Could he ever do a flip?
Have you been talking to Devin?
No.
Because Devin
Is
wants
Devin
him to
team flip?
do the Soul Snatcher, which is like Sol Ruka, women's wrestler in NXT.
Okay.
She is awesome, by the way, but she does this backflip thing where she lands almost like in an RKO. Have you seen it, Roser? It's crazy.
I've
Soul
not seen
Snatcher.
this.
You can look it up real quick. Soul Snatcher from Sol Ruka. I don't know if Rocky could get that big old beak over to do a backflip.
Yeah, that may be
and-
tough. I don't want to
Yeah.
risk Rocky's life
I don't know.
for the trick.
We could say, hey, Rocky, get the tables.
Get the tables.
That means somebody would get smashed through a table. That could happen.
If, I'm telling you, we have a standing date. If the Bills ever make it back to the Super Bowl, we are throwing me through a table. I'm waiting anxiously. Josh Allen.
You know who my football team is?
Who's your football team?
The Miami Dolphins.
Oh, okay.
And that used to be a rival back in the
Yeah.
day,
Still
back in the
try.
early 90s.
It still could be. It still has
yeah.
something going for it. Is this your favorite? I know Redbirds, and you do so much between Grizzlies and wrestling all over the place, but is wrestling night your favorite night at AutoZone Park? Hands down.
Wrestling night feels like the night where, obviously it is scripted. There are things that we have to do, but I feel like it's so unscripted because it's what I do.
Yeah.
I think at this point I've hosted 274 consecutive weeks of 1-hour professional wrestling programs. So 174 are Memphis wrestling, and then another 100 of championship wrestling that was syndicated across the United States. So 274 consecutive episodes. So I feel like I know that like the back of my hand. Like even FedEx Forum wrestling night with the Grizzlies, it's like, okay, I don't know. I feel like I'm even more in my element than even basketball and baseball.
Okay.
And the Grizzlies, this will be my 10th season coming up if they have me back.
I don't know. I would have you back,
I'm
Dustin.
sure you'll be back, Dustin.
Need a long-term contract. Put me in, coach. But then I've been. Oh yeah, I've
Oh,
been with the
yeah.
Redbirds probably I don't know 8 or 9 seasons too.
That's
so
crazy.
it's been quite a while. The time has flown by. But wrestling night is my favorite night.
Is there any other city in America right now that does wrestling locally like Memphis?
We had a WWE talent scout in 2 weeks ago, and he told me straight out of his mouth that nobody's doing television wrestling like what we are in Memphis. And I think it's just the way that it's set up, and I was in the developmental territory with WWE, so I kind of saw how they do it, so you kind of get a peek behind the curtain and try to duplicate that.
Right.
We have so many great talent in front of the camera and, behind the camera. I love it. It's awesome.
You do a great job.
Thank you.
Can
Thank
we bring
you.
in Rocky?
Yeah. And if WWE thinks it's good, then man,
I think that's kind of the
that's
standard.
top of the
I,
line.
by the way, I know I disparaged birds earlier, but I was just talking about mockingbirds, not redbirds. I'm totally cool with
He
redbirds.
was talking trash.
Totally cool with redbirds.
He
We're
hates
good.
a local mockingbird.
There's a
down at the
mockingbird
park.
at the park who
Not
attacks
again.
dogs, who attacks our dogs.
Well, let's give him the official introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Jessica Benson Show, the Memphis Redbirds champion, everybody's favorite bird, Rocky, the Rockin' Redbird! Oh, yeah! Rocky is in the house. He's got his championship belt.
Rocky.
Check this out. You got to see this belt, Jessica.
Okay, this belt's pretty tight.
Check
so
it out. You got to
explain
hold
to me,
it.
please.
It's pretty heavy,
Okay.
though.
I will try my best. I did
And then
arms
also,
yesterday.
Rocky
Ooh.
came bearing gifts. So he's got
Love
a
gifts.
present for you guys as well. Check
Belt.
that thing out. Oh, yeah. That's as legit as it gets right there.
This is pretty cool.
And then
And
Rocky
Rocky
also.
gets to keep this. Rocky
Yes,
gets to
unless
hold on to
unless he somehow loses it at wrestling night.
this. Or right now.
Hey,
Okay, this
there
is
we
the
go.
jersey you're talking about.
That is the first 1,500 fans at AutoZone Park tomorrow will receive this Memphis Redbird soccer jersey.
I love it.
And we brought you one, and we brought Roser one. Check out the
Let's
back of that bad
go.
boy.
Nice.
And if
Thank
you're
you,
wondering
thank
why
you.
they're doing soccer jerseys, it's pretty obvious. 901 FC plays out there at AutoZone Park.
Absolutely,
They're
shared
tag team
space.
partners with the Redbirds.
Oh, these are cool.
Yeah, very, very
Awesome.
cool.
Well, thank you, Dustin, for getting us
Yeah.
all prepared. I have the belt on.
There you go.
I'm ready.
We heard you talking all that trash earlier, Rosie. You're lucky you don't get one of those soul snatchers here or
Oh, what,
RKO out of nowhere or something.
Whoa.
You're going to have to come and get the belt.
You want it? Come and get it.
Dustin, you're the best as always. We'll come back. We'll do some Music Friday to wrap up this Friday. Go out to AutoZone Park. You can see Rocky. You can see Dustin. You can see the Memphis Redbirds on Saturday night. It's a great way to spend a Saturday night.
Yes,
Rocky,
it is.
Thanks for being here. We'll be right back.
Give me one of those, Rocky.
Roser hates mockingbirds but loves redbirds. If you were
Yeah, I'm
drafting
cool with
birds, what's your
redbirds.
#1 overall bird? Go.
Oh, the dirty bird.
Dirty bird.
Yeah, the Jamal Anderson, the dirty bird, the dance,
Mine would be the toucan.
the toucan, Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fruit Loops.
I think toucans are so cool. They don't feel real.
I wouldn't draft birds.
You wouldn't draft birds? You don't like birds?
Not the biggest fan of that. Well, one, they're not real.
Just ask them.
Birds are real.
I like
Birds are
bluebirds. Anytime I see a bluebird, I get very excited.
I do.
They're so
Okay,
pretty.
well, so we talked about this on the show yesterday because
Okay.
it was a fill in the blank thing.
Okay.
Devin asked us our favorite bird for whatever reason. I don't.
Oh, I'm
remember
glad
why.
to do this 2 days in a row.
Yeah, fill in the blank was off the rails yesterday. It was a debacle. And Chris did bring up how there are two. I think when you do see a cardinal and you do see like a blue jay out,
Yeah.
because you don't see a ton of them in Memphis, but when
No.
you do, it is like, oh,
Yeah, I'm the same way with a cardinal.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's
Yeah.
so pretty.
Yeah.
I like a hyacinth macaw.
a what?
A hyacinth macaw.
I don't know what that is.
It's a kind of macaw, which is like
I
a.
don't know what that.
I think it's a kind of parrot.
Oh,
I
so-
did a class project on them in elementary school,
I'm
and I've
for the-
always had a kinship.
I'm for the birds that shut up.
Me
the
too. I
ones that
really
don't
hate the ones
talk.
that talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, be quiet.
We pet sit a bird. It's beautiful, gorgeous,
But it doesn't
beautiful,
shut up.
beautiful bird. But once it gets going, it doesn't stop, and it's
Yeah.
just and it doesn't talk. It just like squelches,
Yeah, that's tough.
and it's like a yelp and a screech
Yeah.
into a squelch.
Yeah.
I could not. I'm not built to own a bird. It would drive me absolutely insane. I can't even think of other kinds of birds. Pigeons. The
Yeah,
rats
I'm,
of birds.
I'm cool with pigeons. They don't do anything.
A kiwi. Oh, a bald eagle. America.
Yeah, they'll kill you.
Yeah. That's what
Cat-
I thought you were gonna. Once upon a time, we saw a hawk at the park
Yeah.
that was hanging out on one of the lampposts, and all of the people with little dogs had scooped up their little dogs.
So there,
to,
true
walk them
story.
home.
There's somebody who comes up to the dog park downtown, and their little dog got killed by a hawk down here. Yeah, it was old. It was an
Okay.
old dog who was like about to die anyway. But yeah, hawk scooped down and grabbed it.
Eek. My other favorite bird is the double bird.
The double bird,
The
yeah,
double bird is a
bird,
classic
yeah.
that I know so well.
Yeah.
All right, let's do a little Music Friday before we get into
I
the
will
rest
tell
of
you,
the weekend.
The new Rich the Kid Kanye song is terrible.
Okay.
That's the only thing new I think I've listened to.
You didn't listen to the new Glorilla song? I thought you listened to the new
Yeah,
Glorilla
I saw
song.
the lyric
TGIF.
on that. This is a long thing. I don't really want to get into it. I'm not the biggest fan of female rappers, but yeah, I don't think they're very good.
Can any of them change your mind?
Lil Kim's pretty good.
Missy Elliott?
Missy Elliott's awesome. Missy
Okay,
Elliott's
so-
awesome. Lil Kim's awesome. Lil
Lauryn
Kim
Hill?
a couple times. Can't consider Lauryn Hill a rapper.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't consider her a rapper.
Nicki?
Nicki Minaj, meh.
Okay.
She don't do it for me.
Meg doesn't do it for you?
No.
And certainly
Meg,
Glow
no.
doesn't do it for you?
And Cardi B doesn't do it for me. Like, I don't think she's that
Wow.
good. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the female rappers.
That
Don't worry,
hurts.
I'm not a big fan of like a lot of male rappers either. So
Okay.
it's,
So it just like shrinks the list down.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Eve is good. Eve could rap. Foxy Brown could rap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, the new Glow song is TGIF.
Yeah, I read some of the lyrics. I don't.
There's a new Mustard and Travis Scott song.
I've not listened to that yet, but it
Kinda like
got
it.
sent to me.
I just wake up saying Mustard on the Beat Ho over and
Yeah.
over again anyway,
Mustard on
so
the beat
that's
ho.
where we're at. Travis Scott had himself a week because he was arrested for disorderly intoxication in Miami Beach. And according to the police report, when he was asked what he was doing over and over again by police, he simply said, "It's Miami."
Yes.
Like, of course you're going to be publicly intoxicated. It's Miami. He made T-shirts. He made T-shirts with his mugshot. He changed his frowny face to a smile on the T-shirt, and he simply tweeted LOL. He was also...
He was still drunk when he tweeted that too.
Probably. He was arrested for disorderly intoxication and trespassing. So this was the mugshot. If you see it on the T-shirt, he photoshopped a smile onto his face instead. You can buy it for $35. It's Miami.
Good way. Make some money off of it.
It's Miami. He has a new song. This was a big week for musicians
It was?
and well, just from musicians getting in trouble because as we
Yeah.
talked about Justin Timberlake and the details that we found out from that after you and I talked about it on the show that day, where you've seen when the police officer who arrested him, first of all, did not know who he
Did
was.
not know who he was.
He was like 20 years old, fresh
That's
out of
a tough
college,
one.
did not know. And Justin said, according to the report, this is going to ruin the tour. It's going to ruin the tour.
Yeah.
And the police officer was like, what tour? The world tour. This is going to be my thing I say now. I'm just going to constantly
gonna
be like,
ruin the
this is going to
tour."
ruin the tour.
Wait, do you say tour or tour?
Tour.
Tour.
Tour. I say tour.
You say tour.
I say tour.
Do you say wash or wash?
Wash.
You say wash.
Do you say
okay.
wash
My
or wash?
stepmom says wash.
My grandpa Bob said wash.
Yeah.
The washing machine.
It's a yeah.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah.
What do you say, tour or tour?
Tour. It's the tour.
Aren't we saying the same thing? Tour.
You say tour. I say tour.
Tour. So yours is more of an or.
Yeah.
And I'm saying oor.
Yeah, ooer.
Like sewer.
Yeah, you're like ooer.
Mine rhymes with sewer. Yours rhymes with whore. That's the only word I can think of. That's all I've got. Yeah, the rest of the new music kind of was stinky. We have
Not
another
anything good.
Post Malone country song.
Yeah,
This one features Blake Shelton.
I'm not.
Blah, blah,
I'm
blah.
not. I am not. I'm not. I love Post Malone, but I'm not with.
I'm not posty country.
But I get it. He had kind of played the hip hop angle a little too much. It was starting to wear out. So you're gonna cross over. And one thing I love about Post Malone is Post Malone knows his music sucks. Like, I love Post Malone's songs, but like Post Malone knows what his songs are. I've seen Post Malone live like 3 or 4 times, and he says every time, "Thank you for coming and listening to these crappy songs." Like he knows he's not. Let's put it this way. He knows he's not Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
He knows he's not Bob Dylan when it comes to songwriting or anything like that. He just makes fun songs. You can have a good time too.
I loved his song with
and he knows
Beyonce.
that. Yeah, and Levi Jeans.
Levi Jeans.
Yes,
I enjoy that song.
I had to apologize to Beyonce and Taylor Swift because I thought that I was like, oh my God, you both got Post Malone on the song and you both ruined it. That's not how you use Post Malone.
No, Levi Jeans was a good
but
song.
it's how Post Malone wants to be used. He is trying to go into that territory.
Some people liked Fortnite. I just didn't. That's fine.
People are kidding themselves.
There
That
is.
album's terrible.
We talked about Charlie XCX's Brat album
Yeah,
because
we
it's a
did.
hot Brat summer. And she came out with a remix with Lorde on the song Girl So Confusing. And they've come together because there was a lot of speculation that Charlie XCX wrote the original version of the song about Lorde. So they did like a Work It Out remix together where essentially they're saying like, people are always trying to say we're alike and putting us against each other, but we respect each other and we're here. It was cool. I actually enjoyed listening to that on my way in.
I can't
Ice
think
Spice
of-
has a new song called Fat Butt.
She sucks.
Fat Butt.
She's terrible.
Wow.
That's she is.
unfortunate.
She's terrible. Sexy Red also terrible. Who were you just talking about before that? Oh, Lord. I can't think of Lord without thinking of South Park.
I am. Oh my
That's
God!
all
I
think
quoted
about.
that last week on the show, and
Yeah,
CJ
yeah,
hadn't
yeah.
heard it.
I am
Yeah.
Lord.
I am Lord.
Feeling good.
When we were in
on a
Denver,
Tuesday.
we thought about going to Casa Bonita,
Yeah.
which has been revived by the South Park creators. You have to have a reservation now.
Really?
Yeah, it's like months in advance. You have to put your name on a list to get into Casa Bonita.
that popular
You used to be
'cause
able to
of
just
South Park.
walk into Casa Bonita because nobody was trying to go eat at.
Shout out to Trey Parker and Matt
Shout out
Stone.
Casa Bonita. There's a new Kygo album. I love Kygo. I haven't listened to it.
So I saw Kygo.
Big Kygo fan.
I saw Kygo at XS in Vegas.
Okay.
Inside the Wynn Encore, whatever, one time. It was the NBA did a summer league party where like, it's summer league party. So you go and you have, it's like this party. I don't know. You're in this place and they have, it's inside the Wynn. And it's free drinks, free food, and then it automatically gets you into excess that night. And Kygo happened to be playing, and that's
classic.
where I first heard he played
That's-
the Whitney Houston Higher Love.
Love that version.
It's a great one.
I texted Chris this morning because I always, whenever there's new music, I try to feed Chris
Yeah.
like a new album to listen to. And I said, "There's a new Kygo album. Haven't listened to it. Unclear if it's good, but obviously genuinely like him." He goes, "Oh, I always like him. Saw him back in Vegas back in the day." So I feel like everybody has a. Oh, I saw Kygo once upon a time in Vegas back in the day.
residencies. Yeah, he's one of those that probably had a residency.
I have not listened. He has a song with the Jonas Brothers. Jonas Brothers have been. I ended up
not
on a
interested in
Camp Rock thread on Twitter.com last night. Did you ever see Camp Rock?
I don't know what.
The Disney Channel original movie with
No.
Demi Lovato and Joe Jonas?
No.
So bad.
That was
So bad.
that was past my time.
It
I was more of salute
so
your
bad.
shorts.
And then the other thing that caught my eye was that Celine Dion has a new album, and she's been going through
Really?
all of her health
She
related
has
things, which have
been.
been like insane. I know
Yeah.
she has a big. I don't know if the sit down interview came out. I've seen little clips and pieces of it circulating online, but she talks about the stiff person syndrome that she had. That's the name of the disease that she has, and it's been like horrific for her to go through, and she wasn't able to sing for some period of time. So the album is 7 new songs along with some of her iconic songs. So you get River Deep Mountain High, My Heart Will Go On, Power of Love, New Day Has Come, and then some new songs as well. Haven't listened to it. Would you go see Celine Dion? I was talking to someone yesterday about like who we're talking about Vegas. Who would you want to go see in Vegas if they were performing?
So we had looked at Usher.
I would go see Usher
But
tomorrow.
the tickets
are
just
insane.
They get so high. Yeah, because the places they're performing at are not big. Like, they're small venues. Like, Aerosmith performed one year. We were there. We were at the Aria, and they were next door at Park MGM. The venue's like 4,000 people. Like, it's basically nobody, or like 3,000 people maybe. And like, Aerosmith was playing like 20,000 seat arenas. So like 3,000 people is nothing for them to sell out. Or maybe it might have been even smaller than that. Yeah, I don't know. There was one year I was there. Gwen Stefani was at Planet Hollywood.
Oh, that'd be fun to
And
see.
I thought Gwen Stefani would have been cool. One of my karaoke songs is Holla Back Girl.
A few times been around that track.
It's a classic one.
Not just gonna happen like
get
that.
You get the cordless microphone, walk around
I like that.
the joint. Yeah,
Could also
you
do
can
Rich Girl.
You can rock the place with that one. Who
Celine
else has a
Dion's like
residency there?
Adele still has her residency right now.
don't
I just
care
don't
about
need to
seeing
spend
Adele.
$1,000. I sold my Adele tickets to help pay for my
Can
wedding.
I go ahead and say that Adele's boring?
No.
Yeah, she's boring.
No, she's not boring.
I think she's
completely
crazy.
disagree
Adele
with
is
that.
so boring. What is interesting about Adele?
We have so few.
What is
she does
Tell me what's interesting about Adele.
her music, her songs. She writes.
Her songs are not
relatable
interesting.
lyrics.
She is an amazing
She's an
singer.
incredible singer.
And she does have some great songs that are hits.
Yeah.
They are not interesting. She does the Taylor Swift thing. She's with the
No.
guy. She gets her heart broken.
That's not true. She doesn't
and writes
exclusively
songs
write about
it.
heartbreak.
Oh, she doesn't?
I don't think
Okay.
so.
Well, it feels like her hit songs.
And
are all
Taylor
about
Swift
that.
doesn't exclusively write about heartbreak either.
I think Adele has amazing songs. I don't find anything about her interesting though.
I think she's an interesting character.
What
I find
would
Brit's
you
interesting
interview
though.
Adele about?
Her, dating Rich Paul. Her relationship, moving to America and becoming a
She's got a
girlfriend of the most notable NBA agent that we have, who has a relationship with the arguably greatest basketball player of all time, and all of the things that she has seen in that space, and having come from the UK and how different it is over
this
there.
This is where we differ. I don't find Rich Paul interesting.
You don't find Adele's perception of the NBA a potentially interesting subject? I do.
No. I don't think she...
I think Adele's funny. Every time she has like a moment come off from her residency where she's either like yelling at a fan for doing something stupid. I think there was something
you see
like
stuff from Adele. I don't even see anything.
I see it all the time.
We have different timelines
Of course
here.
we do.
Our algorithms are so
Of course
different.
we do. Not surprising. One other album that was interesting to me, Roser, the Twisters album, which is the soundtrack from the new Twisters movie coming out.
Yeah.
It has 29 songs on it.
So they're all like
29. They're not all out yet.
But is this like a Forrest Gump kind of soundtrack, like where it's like all like Jimi Hendrix and
Let's
like,
not compare this to a Forrest Gump soundtrack. Is one of the
It's
better
one of the greatest,
movie
No, but I
soundtracks
mean
of
it's
all
like a
time.
bunch of classic artists. It's a bunch of
would
classic artists
not-
and classic songs. It's not original music.
There's a lot of artists.
It's
I'm
not
going to read
original.
you a couple of them.
Okay.
Only a couple have come out. And a new one came out today
Fleetwood
called
Mac,
Out of
You
Oklahoma.
Can Go Your Own Way has to be on there.
It's not. These are all like newer country and country adjacent artists.
Oh, gosh.
Luke Combs, Ain't No Love in Oklahoma, first track. Miranda Lambert then follows it up with Ain't in Kansas Anymore. Number 3, a little too on the nose.
Ain't in
Steal
Nebraska.
My Thunder.
Oh.
Connor Smith, I've never heard of him. Thomas Rhett, Feelin' Country. Warren Zeters, The Cards I've Been Dealt. Lainey Wilson's new song is Out of Oklahoma. So we have Oklahoma named in 2 of the songs. Bailey Zimmerman, Hell or High Water. There's a Kane Brown, Meteoric Rise. Kane Brown brings us country classic. There's a Tyler Childers song on it. Song While You're Away.
Cool. Okay.
Leon Bridges, Chrome Cowgirl.
I'm interested in that.
I love Leon Bridges.
Yeah, I'm interested in that.
Are you a Benson Boone fan? Do you know who Benson Boone is?
He's got the the rock song, the Beautiful Things or whatever it's called, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of rocky.
Yeah.
It's not like country. It's like rock, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like alt.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not like Pearl Jam rock, but it's
It almost
like,
feels like Christian rock to me.
Yeah, I
That's
get
the
that.
only way I know.
No,
That's the
no.
only way
I know
can
the song.
describe
It's
it.
a good song.
There's a
it's
Shania
fun.
Twain song.
Okay.
Boots Don't. Boots Don't. Or maybe Boots Do.
Boots don't.
Stronger than. Then we get really on the nose. Stronger Than a Storm.
Oh.
Chasing the Wind. Leave the Light On.
I was. Oh.
Shake, Shake All Night Long. New Loop.
How is Garth
Touchdown.
How is Garth Brooks' The Thunder Rolls not on here?
I don't know. They're all new. Wall of Death feels dramatic. Then Ghost Riders in the Sky.
How is there not the sound clip of Fat Bastard saying, "You know what my favorite Helen Hunt movie is? Twister!" on the soundtrack.
That would be a good one. The original Twister album, because Randall in the chat said he remembered the Twister soundtrack having good songs. That's not bad. It has Van Halen, Stevie Nicks.
Okay, by the way,
Alison Krauss,
All
Katie
right.
Lang, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Shania, Eddie Van Halen, again, Lisa Loeb.
Okay, first of all,
Yes.
the fact that you said it has Stevie Nicks.
Well, if you put Stevie Nicks on anything, I'm going to say it's good.
You
so.
said, oh yeah, it has Stevie Nicks. It has Van Halen. It has Long Way Down by the Goo Goo Dolls. Eric Clapton, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Okay, it defeats the new one.
Yeah. The
Just
new
off-
one, I
Yeah.
don't know the new one yet, but I don't like the new one.
I'm interested in the Luke Combs. Is the Luke Combs song out? I don't mind Luke Combs.
Yeah, the Luke Combs song is the first song. Ain't No Love in
But
Oklahoma.
that song's out?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll listen to that. I don't
Want
mind
me to
Luke
read you
Combs.
some lyrics before we wrap up? I keep chasing that same old devil down the same old
Oh.
dead-end highway, riding that storm, running through my veins like a shot-down, tailspun aeroplane. Scared of nothing, and I'm scared to death. I can't breathe, I can't catch my breath, but I keep chasing that same old devil down the same old dead-end highway. Ain't no love in Oklahoma.
I like how you read. We should instead
Ain't
of
no love in Oklahoma.
like just with new. I think we should come with New Music Friday now. Is you have to read lyrics from some of the songs.
You want me to read the lyrics from TGIF?
From the Glorilla song. I mean, if you want to.
I don't know if I can say any of them. I don't think
Something
so.
about a moose.
Yeah,
I know
they
that's
do
in
talk
there.
about moose knuckles, so we'll just leave
Oh,
it at that
okay,
on a
you
Friday.
went ahead and
But I'm
did
not
that.
gonna say I could just be talking about a moose's knuckles.
Yeah,
There's a store. There's a new clothing store called Moose Knuckles, so we can talk about it. Yeah.
No, there's not.
Yeah, I saw it when I was in New York in Soho, and the logo is Moose Knuckles. And there you go, everybody. Happy Friday. Wonder what NBA stuff will pop off over the weekend. Do we get anything about Paul George or Klay Thompson over the weekend, Roser? Yes or no?
About Paul George or Klay
Mm-hmm.
Thompson. I forget that. Yeah, free agency stuff has already
I know,
started.
it's
It's weird. No.
No.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay. I'm also gonna say no. I don't feel it in my bonesies.
Yeah.
Like a twister.
Feel it in my plug.
I don't feel it in my bonesies. All
Feel
right,
it in
everybody.
my
Have a
blood.
wonderful weekend. Roser, thank you so much for joining us this week. Next week, it'll be Bennett Doyle behind the glass. He'll be filling in for CJ. We will get into all of it. It'll be draft week. It'll be fun. We'll finally find out what the Memphis Grizzlies have cooking, what they have up their sleeve going into this draft. That'll be on Wednesday. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you after it. Bye.